Hello and welcome to Ozscale Modelling, and welcome to a box opening and review, which I haven't done in a long time, but this just arrived today, and well, let's get it open and have a look. First of all, this has come from a place called Hobby Tools Australia, and I specifically would pronounce Hobby Tools. This place is incredible. Go to their website at hobbytools.com.au and have a look at the massive amount of stuff they have there. They'll send anything worldwide, and if they haven't got it, they'll get it for you. And I can tell you what, the customer service there I received when I ordered this product was incredible. Not only did they suggest I hold off before I buy this, because well, as you know, it's an airbrush, to hold off before I buy it so I could get a spare needle for it. But he chased up his supplier, he made phone calls, he got back to me and said it'll be a few weeks, so if you want, you can order it. And but it's safe to say he'd have spare stock in, and needles for these are quite well available, so no problem with that. But excellent customer service. So let's get this box open. So as usual, I haven't opened anything yet. Oh, looks like cut straight. All right. So first of all, lots of padding. This is a great idea, recycling this cardboard and turning it into padding. That's fantastic. There we go. Look, more padding in the bottom. Definitely not going to get damaged, that's for sure. And here we have it. So this is the ProConboy WA Double Action Platinum 0.3 version 2 airbrush, and this is bought out by Mr. Hobby. And Hobby Tools Australia dropped me in a business card here. Thank you again for choosing Hobby Tools Australia. Without you, our customers, we wouldn't be what we are today from the team. If you are already lucky enough to have our card, please pass this card on. How about that? Your source of hard-to-find small hand and power tools. Check them out. Seriously, I'll leave the link down in the description below. And yeah, check them out. So here's something I've been needing for a long time. The airbrush I've had for about a year. It's called ModFX is the brand. It's a cheap one. They're like $70. It's done the job, no problem at all. But I thought, it was getting a bit harder to clean, and I know that right inside the internals were clogging up a bit. And I thought it's time to upgrade a little bit. So this airbrush was I think it was about $210, that including delivery. Okay, so around about $200 will get you this airbrush Australian. I don't know what that is wherever you are, but you'll have to work out the exchange rate. So on the side here, we've got the contents, the airbrush. There's a spare valve. Oh, it looks like it comes with a quick fit nozzle connection for your air hose. There's a little spanner for pulling it apart. There's an air hose in here. How about that? And another spare piece. We'll have a look at that. I'll tell you what they are, but they're written in Japanese, not English. Yeah. The back goes through the description of All the parts, again, it's all in Japanese, nothing in English, but that's okay. There's a few other products. There's a couple of compressors, some other accessories. They even have Mr. Color and Mr. Hobby Color paints shown on the side there. So get that. So I do use Mr. Hobby as well as Tamiya paints. So let's get this open and see what we have. All right. Okay, there's a lot of paperwork in the bottom here. We'll get this out. Okay, so in here we have perspective view of the Platinum 3 double action version 2 airbrush. And here we have stuff in English, so that's good. Cap, cup, nozzle head, body, push button, leaf spring, needle chuck, screw, holder cap. It's all there. Small O-rings, another O-ring. Yeah, no problem. More in here. This is precautions, some installation information here. Okay, so what it includes is a piece you can attach to a Mr. Hobby rattle can, spray paint can, and it looks like you can get the paint from the can to go directly into your airbrush. Does that make sense? Yeah, it looks like it. So you can take the top off your can, which would be, say, for example, this. You take this off, attach this piece that it's going to be in here to that, and then that runs the hose to your airbrush connection, and you can spray with your airbrush straight from the can. That is a fantastic idea because, as you know, there's no control of the amount that comes out of here. It's just bam, you know, and on it goes. Whereas if you can run this straight through your airbrush, well, there's your control. Fantastic stuff. All right, good that is. How to use an airbrush, the operation it goes through, that's all fine. We know how that happens. Then we've got different types of adjusting the air for the thicknesses and the type of paint, how to dilute and do your thinner with your paints. Most people sort of figure that out as a trial and error, depending on the brand. Maintenance after use, so it's going through cleaning it. So that's really good. Washing by reverse spraying. So that's all handy stuff. Really good information. There's a checkpoint on unusual situations like no paint coming out or airflow's going backwards. Don't know how that could happen. Leaks, air leaks, and what the cause could be and how to fix it. Handy stuff. All right, put that aside. Here we've got, it's like a little comic character. Everything here is in Japanese. It's the same thing, just all in Japanese. So, yeah, if you're Japanese. Right, let's have a look. So, first of all, there's nice clear bit of plastic on top. Then open it up. Okay, so there's our tool, which is assuming it's just yeah, it's like most tools, although that feels a lot more solid and quite heavy duty compared to my one on my other one. Here's the, so this is for attaching to the spray can. So that where your nozzle goes on where the nozzle is. Your air hose will go in here. You've got some sort of adjustment here for the spray. That's good. Let's have a look at the airbrush. Wow, that feels nice and solid. Yeah, quite a bit of weight in that. It's definitely thicker than my last one. Let me just bring out my last airbrush and we can do a side-by-side comparison. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so here's my ModFX airbrush. Straight away you can see it's about an inch shorter or 2 centimeters shorter. It narrows off, whereas this doesn't narrow off. Weight-wise, wow, I would say this airbrush is a little bit heavier. Not a great deal heavier, but it's a little bit heavier. What else have I noticed different is this here is at an angle, whereas on this and a lot of my airbrushes I've used, this is just straight up and down. So this would probably be nice. Certainly feels good, feels comfortable. Well, it works. We've got an adjusting spring here, so that adjusts how far that trigger can come back. Now we've got it going all the way back. And it feels different in that, now I always use these wrong, all right? No one ever taught me how to use an airbrush or showed me. When I picked up one, I'd never even seen one used before. And I developed the bad habit, I think it's a bad habit, of using my thumb on the trigger. And I know that gives me a bit less control, but it's just a habit I've always used, using my thumb. But where this is with the angle on that, I think this is going to be much easier to get back into the habit of using my finger on the trigger. So that's great. Now we've got a little valve under here, which is also to control the PSI going in. So my other one doesn't have that. You just control it from your compressor and set your PSI. Set it at say 15 or 20. But here you can come along and you can turn it up or down a little bit without having to reach for your compressor. So if you just, just depending on what you're spraying and if you change your spray. So the cups are the same size. Hey, look, just take this off. I notice it's a nice chrome airbrush with a sort of a silver plated lid, different. It's the same size, although it does look a little bit deeper. I think it is a little bit bigger. Yeah, that definitely looks like it's going to hold more in there. Of course, you'd never fill it right up anyway. But, yeah. So I can see our needle in there. So we've got a little plastic protector on there. Pop that back in. Yep, that's on. Okay, so that's to protect the needle on the front. That was already loose, so that's fine. Yeah. Most people I've seen take this protector off and spray. I don't, because I know I'm going to drop this or I'm going to knock that needle for sure. You can see it's very smooth movement. It feels more solid, I'm going to keep that on because I don't want to break the needle. Like I said, there were other needles spares available. I'm pretty sure this is just a 0. Yeah, it is. It's 0.3. And I was going to order an extra needle with it, which they weren't available at the time, but they are always available. So it's not like you're going to be chasing up a needle for some obscure particular brand airbrush. These are quite readily available. So I've noticed here it already has a quick release here for your air hose to clip onto. So that's great. Yeah, let's have a look inside the back of it here. Same as usual. needle will come in and out. Won't take it out now, but yeah. I mean, some people even work with these off. Again, just makes things a little bit lighter, I suppose, or there's no real need to have that on. Okay, so yeah, very, very nice. So again, I don't know if I mentioned it, this is the PS289 with 0.3 needle, and it's brought out by Mr. Hobby. So I'm going to pop that back on. Okay, now let's have a look in here. Okay, so we have our little air hose here, and this is not for your compressor, this is for here. So this is for spraying. I'm guessing that is probably not a quick release. I don't know if that would fit. I should go and just check. Otherwise, I have it. That's the quick release here. Yeah, I think that is for the air hose for this. Just check. Yeah, see, that's going to connect onto there, and this one will connect to here, like that, and that'll go onto your bottle, onto your can of spray, and you can operate it from the airbrush. I think that's brilliant. That's going to be a very, very handy feature that I didn't have that before, because I like using these particularly for clear coating, but when you're working on small models, for instance, I need to clear coat these tiny little tools. Now, as much as this does self-level, you know, it's going to be a bit overkill spraying this onto that. Not only will I waste a lot of clear paint that's just going to go everywhere else, but being able to control and use the airbrush, that's going to be much, much better. All right, so yeah, very happy with this. So let me just put this back in here. All right. Okay, so fantastic. So how about we hook this up and give it a bit of a burst and see how it really works, eh? All right, let me go get set up and we'll be back shortly. Okay, welcome back. So here we are in my little spray booth room. Sorry, I haven't even cleaned up before I did this. I put a blackboard there. So first thing I just want to show is that it doesn't come with an adapter for your quick release, but the one off my other brushes fitted perfectly. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear it leaking. All right, what I suggest, hear that? It's all leaking around there. What I suggest you do, and I've done this on my other airbrushes, is to buy some of this electrical plumber's tape, wrap that around, pretty much like I did on that one, and your problem's solved. Okay, so what I've done is I've got a bit of water in here, that's all, and I'm just going to spray a bit. You can hear that's just pressing down, just letting the air release, and now we'll let some, you can see how smooth that is. Hey, really nice. Let me just get the compressor air up a bit again. I'll be back shortly. In fact, I will stop this leak. Actually, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll stop this leak by putting the tape on, and that way the air's not going to run out so quickly, and we can do a proper go with this. Okay, back in a second. Okay, so there we go. I've taped it up, just took me 10 seconds, and there's no leaks at all now. Pressure's holding on the compressor. She's fine. Got some water in there. The bubbles are just soap. I use soapy water when I'm rinsing these. And there you go, you can hear that. Now we'll just pull back on the trigger a little bit. You can see that stream, how smooth that is. No leaks at all. Beautiful. And quite a fine for the size, 0.3. You've got quite good control. Now the valve down here, if I tighten that up, basically there's no air coming out now, and I can adjust that just a little bit. So it's basically just turning my PSI pressure down. So if I want to do some really fine work and I don't need too much air, have it like that. If I want it up full, get the full pressure. There we go. Very nice. Also with this on the back here, we can control how far we pull back on this needle. You can see as I tighten it up, it moves forward, and open up comes all the way. I like to have it all the way. So, but yeah, it feels really nice. It's very comfortable, especially with this angled piece here. Yeah, it's really, really good. So let's put a bit of paint in there, eh? Yeah, we'll try and put a paint in there and see what sort of coverage we get. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, so let's test this. What I've got here is some Tamiya Olive Drab, which is XF62. A little bit there. Excuse me. And I've got some spoons. They're black spoons, so it should be all right. So what I'll do is dirty my new airbrush for the first time. It's okay. I actually have some parts I need to spray this color, so that'll be okay. All right, so let's see how this goes. Looks good. All right, let's see how we go. Now this is thinned with Mr. Color Leveling Thinner, about 70% to 30% paint. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, I knew the compressor was going to start up. Tell you what, that's going on really nicely. I'm using my thumb again, which I shouldn't be. Let me try this. All right, that's gone on really well. You can see that. Beautiful coverage. Now, what I'd like to do is show we can get a bit of paper here. Just get this. There we go, it's a bit better with the compressor off. All right, so I'm not the best airbrusher, but let's have a look. Get this a bit thicker. And if we go in really close, like I said, I'm no professional, but
going nicely. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I've just got to clean it. All right, be back shortly. Okay, so I just used some of my, it's just water with a bit of dishwashing liquid in it, and that's all I used to clean that out. Look at that, no problem. Just squirted a bit through, and she's all clean. So yeah, okay, let's get this back over the bench and finish up. Back shortly.
Okay, so there you have it. The Pro Convoy WA Double Action Platinum 0.3 version 2 airbrush from Mr. Hobby. Now, I'm going to start using this from now on. So any future videos that you watch of mine, it'll be from using this. I'm sure I'll be making a few comments about it as I go. But I think it's a great little airbrush. I haven't had years of experience. I've only been airbrushing for 2 years. I've only been modeling for 2 years. But for somebody who doesn't want to go out and spend $300 to $400 on the big name airbrushes, and pretty much gets what I think is a good quality airbrush, it does more than does the job for you. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be fine. So, and having that extra hose where you can use it from the aerosol cans to get your paint, that's a great idea too. It's certainly making use of that feature. Just remember, and this is with most airbrushes, is put that Loctite tape around there, and your air leaks are instantly fixed, as you saw. All right, so once again, I highly recommend getting over to the website. There he is. So this is hobbytools.com.au. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just giving my opinion, and they don't know I'm doing this. I just want people to have good quality products for their modeling, and I just found one, and I'm really happy. So I'm sharing it. So yeah, just check them out. They'll ship it anywhere in the world, wherever you are, and they are specifically for hobbyists and hobby tools. And as they say, your source for hard-to-find small hand and power tools. And there's tons of stuff there, absolutely everything you can imagine, stuff that you never knew existed. So there it is, for under 200 Australian dollars. I'm hoping this will last me for years. And yeah, just if you can give them a ring and talk to them, they're full of advice, they're great advice. Customer service is really, really good. All right, so that's my little unboxing and review of my new toy. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell so you get notified of my videos as they come out. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. That'd be great. And your comments are welcome below. If you've got any comments, maybe you've used this, maybe you've used the version 1. There is a version 1. I don't know what the difference is, but you know, don't forget the comments not just go to me, they go to anybody else who's watching the video and reading the comments. So yeah, please comment. All right, and you can also share the video if you want to on your social media, or for anyone else that's into the hobby or looking for an airbrush. Okay guys, thanks a lot, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.